I'm so excited to interview Jim Keyes today. He has a prolific career. He was CEO of 7-Eleven and Blockbuster, which are huge companies. I can't even imagine how many direct reports he had. And he wrote this amazing book that I've been like kind of tied to the last few days, and there's so much wisdom in it. I wish I could have had this book when I learned to read at 6 years old. However, I'm happy to have it now. It's clarified, it's taught me a lot, and it's clarifying some things that I never really thought about. So I'm so happy to talk to you today. This is an honor. Thank you.
Well, thank you. It's great to be with you. And yes, it is. This is one of those books that I wish someone had told me when I was maybe not six, that may have been a little early, but 18, 20, that would have been pretty valuable, pretty valuable advice, I think, for me as a young person.
So one thing I really liked is when you define CEO as change equals opportunity. And honestly, I think change is, for some reason, I've been really fortunate. Like the first day of school, always, it was brand new. It was, people were afraid because it was different. I embraced it because here everything's new. It's a fresh start. I love that. So I think that I'm in pretty good health. I'm 72, and I think I've always been flexible. And, that's one thing I think that keeps you happy. And another thing you focus on is positive attitude. And that's huge because there's always two ways to look at a situation. What do you think? How do you find your positive attitude all the time? Because you went through a lot of stuff. I mean, you've had great successes, but you had some serious challenges as well. So how did you find that? You found that within yourself. Could you talk about that a little bit?
I did have a few challenges, and interestingly, I had a friend not long ago, an English violinist working with a group of young violin students, and she does this miraculous thing with them, and I couldn't understand what it was. And I said, "What in the world did you do to take these kids from squeaky violinists to actually very, very impressive sounding performances in virtually no time?" And she said, "I teach something called relentless positivity because fear is the biggest killer of a young musician, of a student, of a professional. It's fear." And so she literally transformed the attitude of these children. And as a result, it transformed the music that came from their instruments. So
That's
relentless
fabulous.
positivity, I grabbed onto that, and yeah, it makes a difference.
So when you have fear, I mean, we all have situations that make us fearful. Is there a way that you bring yourself right out of that? Is there something you think about right away? I mean, how do you address that? Like a new challenge that's like, maybe you don't have that challenge anymore. You just immediately go into the relentless positivity. But if something happens that makes you doubt that, is that what you think about the phrase relentless positivity, or do you do something else?
I try, but I also have to remind everybody I am human, so I have my own insecurities, I have my own fears, and but the name of the book is called Education is Freedom, but on purpose, I have linked knowledge and education to the number one tool to eliminate fear. And fear comes from it's a natural, it's a scientific thing. If you think about brain, we know about. We have a portion of our brain that goes all the way back to the caveman human that was there to protect us from our natural predators, a saber-toothed tiger. And so it created this reaction that would save our life, a fight or flight syndrome reaction in that portion of our brain. And yet today we don't have any natural predators. We don't have, dinosaurs roaming around ready to eat us, right? And yet we have things that trigger that same portion of our brain that causes a fight or flight syndrome. And we get angry, we get
Right.
defensive, or we get withdrawn and we just put our head down and we don't want to respond. So what I try to do is understand why I'm reacting the way I react, because ultimately all change it's not that change is irrelevant. It's the way we respond to the change that makes all the
Absolutely.
separates winners from losers.
I totally agree. That's how you respond to an experience, it's how you respond and what you take out of it. Do you take it as a failure and then can you build something out of that instead of a failure becomes an opportunity. And
Exactly.
that's really the way you need to live in order, I think, to be successful. And you talk a lot about preparation and getting knowledge, gaining knowledge. And I think a lot of us, it's so easy to get knowledge on anything now. I mean, at my age, the fact I can go across the internet and find out anything I want at any time, it's like a playground almost to me. I remember back in the day learning to read. That was freedom to me, learning how to read when I was
Exactly.
6. And then I wanted to read every book in the library. But you would go and you would look something up. Maybe you get 3 books out of the subjects you wanted, if you were lucky. That was all throughout school. And then now you can just Google anything. It's just, I don't think people really appreciate what's available to them so much.
You're so right. We are, and that's what I am trying to impart, this awareness that we are on the cusp of a complete transformation in human learning, because you and I'm the same vintage. You and I've started calling that now. It's my
I like
vintage.
that. I call it the level, reaching the 7th level, because it's instead
Yeah,
of getting older, it sounds
yeah. It's like
I
a
was trying to
higher
find one word that
story.
was flattering to have more years behind you. And I think it's reaching a higher level of
Yeah,
life. I'm at the
yeah,
7th
it's
level
like
now.
that.
That's how I'm looking at it.
Like on the 7th floor, you can see more than the 6th floor, the 5th floor.
Exactly.
Well, you and I grew up with limited access to even books. We had public libraries. I remember I had a set of encyclopedias that my mom literally got from the grocery store, free with
I
a.
remember those. It
You
wasn't the
remember
World
those?
Book. It was the other one. I can't
That was
remember the
the
name.
other one. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right. But it was
Something
good. It
world.
was still a good one.
Hey, it worked. It worked, and they were free.
Yeah.
You get a bag of groceries, and you come home with the next edition, the next volume of the encyclopedia. But in contrast, that, and they were very helpful.
Was it the
We used to use it.
Britannica, the Encyclopedia Britannica?
No, Britannicas were very expensive. That was the high World Scope, I think it
I
was.
had World Book. I was in the middle.
Ah, those were more expensive than I could afford. I think a World Scope is a knockoff of World Book, but even so, we use those for homework and for research or just knowledge. Today, this thing right here, this is a portal to unlimited learning, as you said. There is
I'm
virtually
so grateful for the
any.
iPhone.
I know, and
And now if I
any.
don't have it, it's like if I can't find it, it's terrifying. I do not get upset when my internet is bad, though. I'm just grateful that it's good most of the time, because I mean, I feel myself getting annoyed. I'm like, how dare you be annoyed? This is such a great gift that you've been given. In history, people haven't had this.
It's
But
true.
it's
We
hard
are.
to not be annoyed because we get so used to it. We take it for granted.
It's true. It's true. But we are, and it's like our minds. We use such a small portion of our brain. We know that today we're using such a small portion of the tools that are right there at our fingertips, and we haven't kind of made that link to that device being a portal to unlimited learning, so that we still sit around and go, yeah, well, I don't know. I'm afraid of AI. I'm not sure about technology. But if you think about what AI is going to do,
It's
it's
magnificent.
it's unbelievable. It's going to
It's
be
a
able.
shortcut. It's
It's
like,
a shortcut.
oh my God. I'm
Machine
grateful for
learning.
AI.
Well, it's machine learning that will enhance human learning, because just as it learns how to teach and how to deliver a curriculum or a lesson based on how you're absorbing it, our human learning is exponentially going to increase at the
Right.
same time,
It's
right?
like, to me, it's a jumping board to go further. Like you
It
can look something up on
absolutely is.
AI and it gives you everything you need without having to sit there for days or hours or writing it all. It's there and you can go on to the next step. That's what's
Exactly.
fascinating to me. And my children, who one's in their 30s, one's in their 20s, when it first came out, they were like, oh, it's going to ruin the things for writers. It's going to ruin things for artists. I'm saying, no, it's a jumping board for you to go further. That's how you have to look at it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's
Yeah. So
so
I'm
exciting to
grateful
think
for
about.
that too.
Imagine someone who's born today, the knowledge they will have and the ability to learn in a completely different fashion from the way we grew up. And so 50, 60, 70 years from now, the knowledge those individuals will have that have the privilege of being born into this technology, it's
Right.
just going to be phenomenal.
Mind blowing. And, for me, I'm fairly decent with technology. I'm not going to brag about my skill because I can't. But I have noticed that even like a 12-year-old can fix something electronic for me in like one
Yeah.
second. And it's almost like they're evolving with that, you know, and it's just so
Yeah.
easy for them. I had an issue with my car. It was like giving me map directions. I couldn't turn it off. I couldn't find where it had originated from. So I pulled into a dealer that wasn't even the same car. And this guy in his 50s come out and he's kind of paunchy and he says, I don't know if I can help you. I said, no, you need to go inside and get me anyone who's 25 years old or younger and just send them out. He fixed it in 10 seconds. It was,
Oh
so
yeah,
you need to learn how to use your resources.
it's
But
true.
yeah, what I liked also about your book was you put a lot of the focus back on the individual to be curious, to explore, to get knowledge themselves, and you know, and then to really to prepare what they've learned, and then the critical thinking where you talked about, you know, how to really, you really dove into that, and that was helpful to me because it made me look at that a little differently, like more or in a more organized fashion. I'm an artist, so it's more like getting the information, then analyzing, and then you know, really measuring it. And I hadn't really thought of it that clearly. That was really helpful to me. So I find your book almost like a textbook for life.
Thank you. Thank you. I love that. I love that. You know, it's all of those. I had a friend explain to me, I was calling it the soft skills. And he said, no, 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 no. That's yesterday's word. These are the meta skills. These are
Oh,
the
I like that.
skills,
Yeah.
yeah, that you need for life, but they're not really taught in school. And so you learn them over 20, 30, 40 years of career, et cetera. But wouldn't it be nice if someone packaged those meta skills up and said, here's how to do confidence. Here's, you know, preparation does lead to confidence, but here are the things you can do to be more confident. Here's what you can do to be creative. You're an artist. You have a beautiful right mind that most people let just go away because they don't exercise like anything else.
Right.
It needs to be stretched. It needs to be
Speaking
exercised.
of which, health is my business. And to me, I wanted to bring up the fact that health is also freedom. If you don't have your health, you don't have freedom. So you need
Exactly.
health and education. And actually, education will feed your health, and your health will feed I mean, they kind of like they help each other, honestly.
Absolutely. I actually sit on the board of a group called Cooper Institute. Ken Cooper was the father of aerobics. 50,
I took my personal training at Cooper Institute.
so you know,
I'm
so you
very
know.
familiar. It's a fabulous
So
organization.
I've had the blessing of
Yeah.
knowing Ken for 30, 40 years. And
You're very fortunate.
oh
He was
yeah,
a pioneer, total
he was a
pioneer.
pioneer. When he
Right.
started, literally, he was thought to be a quack because he was recommending things like a treadmill for exercise. And people thought you would die from exercise, that you would get a heart attack if you got on a treadmill. It was unbelievable. But he's also done some amazing research in this group called the Cooper Institute, and he's proven a link between fitness and learning in young people. Because remember, we used to have physical fitness classes, and many of those have gone away or been, you know, become less important. But he has clearly drawn a measurable scientific link between your physical fitness and your ability to learn, which, to your point, it's something that
Absolutely.
we don't think about.
Are you familiar with the work they did at Naperville, Illinois, where they had I think they were junior high school. They had a program called Fitnessgram. They would determine their own fitness and they would come in and they would exercise before tests and all their test scores went up. That was very exciting to me
You know, the
when I
fitness
heard about
gram
that.
was Ken Cooper's brainchild.
Oh, really?
Oh yes, it was
I
run
actually
by
got it for some
Cooper.
schools in Broward County. I was so excited
Yes,
about that. And
yes,
yeah,
he's trying to roll that out. The Institute has just handed it off to a technology group to roll it out nationwide. So it's an amazing thing. It helps, you're right. It helps students measure their fitness, which is it's a beautiful. This is so much fun. I wish we had another 30
yeah,
minutes.
I've really enjoyed talking to you so much. I really have, Jim, and I've learned a lot from your book. It's very helpful to me. So I'm going to keep it close because it
Well,
was
thank you.
inspiring. It would
Thank
inspire
you.
me to like look at things a little differently.
My last request is that you actually give it away, because I want this to be a book that we find someone who needs it and gives it to them, and hopefully buy another copy for your shelf so you
Well,
have.
I'm kind of greedy with it. I'm going to keep this one for myself, and I actually plan on getting one for my daughter and one for my son. I'm going to mail it to them. Thank you so much. This was a treat. I really
Oh,
appreciate
thank
it.
you. I enjoyed the time together. We'll talk soon
Thank
again.
you. Okay, I hope so. Bye.